Meeting started. It's 8:06. All right, so I don't know what the official come to order. Hear ye, hear ye. The official meeting of Alpha Gil is gonna start.
Parliamentary rules of procedure is a go.
Okay, so I'm gonna put in my piece, and then we're gonna go around the table to the officers and what everybody's responsibilities are and where they're at in the procedure or their endeavors, and some new business being brought to order. So first, old business. Right now, the Guild Bank is up and running. It's official. We are going through Wells Fargo. I've been with Kenny today. Is Kenny in the chat? Did Kenny make it?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, gotcha, Ice Dog. Okay. So Kenny has begun the transfer. He said right now we're at $8,100 in the Guild Bank. We deducted the 100 for the stickers that were being bought to put on the computer consoles and things like that. We'll also have the stickers for sale on the website. I sat down with Kenny today, and Kenny, go ahead and take us through the website and how it's looking right now.
All right, cool. Yeah, the website is getting to the point where it's almost ready to launch officially. John and I went through it today, and he pointed out some things that needed to be changed. I've done most of the changes, but John, I gotta admit, brother, I missed something in my notes. So so there's a few things I'm gonna have to get with you with the change again.
Okay.
But I missed something.
Okay, we can go over tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll work. But we've got the donation buttons plug-in working. We got the application up, and as far as the application is concerned, John and I spoke this morning about the application. It'll be going in order to limit the inevitability of
Sorry. Ended my stream.
In order to the inevitability of people sending sensitive information because they don't ever follow directions. That's just the way people are.
Yeah.
We're gonna limit it to the people that get the applications to myself, Andy, and John, and then we will talk about it in meetings when we try to when we apply to those that apply to it.
So the actual application process and who's going to be the yay or nay. And we've already, I still got to sit down with Dara and write the bylaws out as far as procedures go for that. But, you know, we've also got the forms established that you're going to need to submit to be accepted through the application process, which is the DD-214, the certificate of graduation from the, I forget the actual form number. I've discussed it with Laura as far as the graduation from the academy, from fire, police, first responder, and then they're going to need the certificates, or not certificates, the official paperwork showcasing their psychological issues that are job related. So, for example, PTSD, hypervigilance, things like that, and they're going to have actual physical proof signed off by a doctor or a psychiatrist, psychologist, and Dara is handling that side of the house. Which brings us to, or was there anything else you wanted to add for the website, Kenny?
Yeah. One more thing. I've been getting. I've probably got now got about 20 people that have wanted to write for us. Only 4 have sent anything. I read through the first one, man, and made my eyes go cross.
Yeah, they need to understand. I get that.
That was fucking rough.
I get that people want to volunteer to help out the guild, but if you're going to represent the guild in the manner of blogging, writing articles, you've got to be professional. I can't have half-asses out there making us look unprofessional. You know, it's perception is reality. And if we want to be taken seriously, if you want to be a blogger, a writer for the guild, you need to be a professional writer. You need to understand grammar, punctuation, all of that. So, just we'll keep posting.
Someone with a degree or background in that.
I mean, I don't want to limit it to that because there are some people like I don't have a degree in writing or anything like that, but I'm a decent writer. So if somebody can actually prove themselves as being a competent writer, I've got no problem with that. You know, and they love gaming, they want to get involved. I don't want to do not necessarily discriminate, but not have such a high standard as far as who we want to take on. If it looks good, if it reads good, I'm all for it. So
yeah, one of the people that we got sent a college term paper in, and it looked pretty good. As far as writing skill is concerned, I passed it on to Jenny and Jared, and they well, Jared looked over. I don't know if Jenny got a chance to look at it or not. but I think he'll be an all right writer, as long as he keeps to the format that he's at. I got another writer that sent in something, but I don't really know. I just haven't been able a chance to sit down and read through it. He's the editor in chief of his college, his newspaper. So at first glance, it seems like on paper it looks all right, but I don't know. I haven't really read through his stuff that much.
Okay. All right, let's just make sure that we have like what three categories for what we're gonna be writing on article wise. Let's go 2 per. So we have a primary and we've got a backup. We've got the primary writer and a backup writer. And both of them can do articles on the same sync. That way, if I don't want to overburden it to where one writer is pulling double duty. And again, they're not going to be paid. This is completely voluntary. So I don't want them to get burned out. And that way we have a backup. So if a guy doesn't feel like to push some stuff, yada yada yada, we've got somebody to replace him should they fall through the cracks. Because we're going to need constant content. And the reason why these blogs are going to be so crucial is that if you've ever ran a website, you're going to need traffic going to the website. And how do we get traffic going to the website? Relevant content that's going to be getting people on the actual website to donate to the nonprofit portion of the guild. So if we have content such as gaming reviews, like I figured Andy could do something like team up with somebody like top 10 do's and don'ts of PUBG. Various things that interest gamers. Yeah, exactly. Stuff that you're experienced in that we can also get other guild interaction in. And then I will share it to the Alpha Nerds Guild. Or Alyssa, I'll need you to share it to the Alpha Nerds Guild pages on Instagram. I think it's already transitioned over on Instagram to be a business page where you can post a picture in the stories and also add the links they can swipe up and read. It's going to drive traffic to the website, which in turn hopefully gets them to donate to the nonprofit. But these have got to be trending articles on gaming, entertainment, live. We can tell stories of veterans that have overcome suicide, depression, and very just uplifting stuff. I don't want negativity being pushed out there in a sense of, we lost a veteran today. I don't want that talked about. I don't want this. I don't want the 22, 22, 22 with the connotation of death, 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 suicide. So I want positive stuff. So when they come to the website, it's an uplifting thing. I don't want any negativity. I don't want anything bringing it down, if that makes any sense. So let's, we have three different genres. So 2, 4, 6, 3, 6, 4. So let's triple it up. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. Let's do 12. Bring in 12 total. All right. 3 for each: primary, backup, and then a tertiary. I finally got to use the word tertiary. I'm very proud of myself there. Finally got to use the word tertiary.
I was waiting for it. I wanted to see if you were going to use that in context.
All I have to do is add caveat. Now I'm an official officer. So is there anything else for the website, Kenny?
Well, yeah, and the last, and you brought it. That's a perfect segue into this, actually, John. So, we have the I put entertainment, gaming, life, and veterans and Leos.
Mm-hmm.
Is there another category we want, or is that just pretty good right there?
Let's turn veterans and Leos into stories of success.
Okay.
Because I don't want to alienate the people that are going to click on that, because if they're not a veteran or Leo, they wouldn't click on it. But if we can do our uplifting stories of success or something positive that they click on it and they can go read uplifting stories. And maybe we can have people, write in and say, this is what I've done to deal with my demons. Like I talked to a guy tonight in my gym who's also a fellow vet who says therapy is lifting weights. If we can get these people to come in and, these writers can interview them, take pictures, whatever, get them exposure. They share it with their friends. And it's ideas that people are giving other people, saying, this is what I've done, or, hey, I jerk off a lot, and that's what helps me deal with my shit. You just never know, man. I mean, you really just never know the types of
bedroom.
the types of therapy that some people need to use as a conduit to get those demons out on a daily basis. So, but yeah, let's change veterans and Leos to stories of success, because we don't have enough media out there covering stuff like that of positive stories of people overcoming the want and need to kill themselves.
Definitely, and that honestly, that's what I do with my martial arts. So
yeah, there you go. Anything else for the website?
No, I'm good. Unless anybody has any questions about the website.
I don't think so. No. I just want you to make sure we got this thing squared away before we pull the trigger on it. Yes, all right, sir. That moves us into Andy, D&D. What's up with that? Where are we standing on that?
Dead in the water until we can get some sponsorships, because Storm Bunny Studios has still not responded to 2 emails.
Okay, we'll just cut them then.
They have pretty much I don't think that they were too happy with what we were asking for. and I think that they just said screw it. But again, I don't have any response back from the owner, which is kind of piss poor business.
Do me a
Yes, mate.
favor. I tried to call the Wizards of the Coast today. They weren't open, or they weren't answering their phones.
Okay.
Let's find a place that we can buy the materials from, and then we'll take a vote on it. And if we can get it cost effective, we'll buy the material ourselves through guild funds. You can get this thing started, because I don't want
Sure.
this thing to lose momentum. I think it's a great idea. Even the software or anything we need to host this, let's get this up and going. I think you're onto something there.
I've already got I paid for a subscription through Roll20 for 3 years now. So
Yeah.
I mean, I have everything, and so I have all the tiles and the monsters and stuff like that. But it's more so people getting like a player's handbook with the basic rules, how to make your character, what character classes they are, what dice you need to figure out what your health total is. You know, just to be able to do things on their own, not just
Right.
me holding their hand and walking them through it. I want to teach them and help them learn, obviously, but I don't want to hold hand. You know what I mean? Plus, it gives them an idea to kind of read things.
Could we do Facebook Live classes within the D&D group of you teaching people? Like maybe,
Yeah,
hey,
I see why
on
we
the
could.
first of every month, Andy's going over a class of how to do this to teach people that want to get involved with stuff. Would that be possible?
I need
Yeah.
that.
I
Yeah.
don't see why we couldn't do that, honestly.
Okay, let's get that scheduled out so we can also put that in the and Kenny, I'm gonna need you to be a jackass of all trades on this one, brother. If someone
definitely.
needs a graphic, go through Kenny to make that happen. It doesn't have to be crazy, doesn't have to be fancy, just something professional looking. Like we still need the Twitch gamers thing for Facebook group. We need that one
I
up.
need one specifically for the D&D page with a 20-sided dice on it.
Okay. Also, I'm seeing in Twitch comments people have a lot of stuff to donate as well. So I'm pretty sure we'll be covered when it comes to D&D materials.
Oh,
But Andy, give me a quote for what you would need to make this successful, and then I honestly, and if it's I got to write this in bylaws. Anything with a purchase of over $1,000 requires a guild vote. Anything under it, I can yay or nay myself. And something like that, if it's under 1,000, I'm definitely going to approve that because I want this to be done because it's going to get more interaction within the guild community, more interaction with veterans, and to get them actually gaming. So give me a quote on
The
that,
other
man.
face, yes, there is one. If you search on Facebook for Alpha Nerds D&D, it'll pop up and you can submit right there. The other thing is like Roxy Carroll said, it is $50 a book at retail. So I'm going to try and find somebody who'd give us the PDFs for at least 20, if not $15, if they'll give us a discount, since we are a nonprofit. My only thing is I don't want to pirate this stuff. I know there's a lot of free rules out there and stuff like that, but it's all pirated. And my problem with that is, and like I've said before in other streams, I'm not going to steal from you guys. A lot of these dudes that make this content, they only make 5% of the total sales for the company.
Yeah.
And then that trickles down to the freelance writers and shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to take food off somebody's fucking table. I would rather us support another small business or support a business and get something from that instead of stealing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
That goes against every nature, every fucking bone in my body against pirating. I don't do any pirating.
Gotcha.
So I appreciate the input on that, but please do not suggest that anymore. And if I see those links again on the D&D group, there's going to be no warnings. You will get banned.
Okay, so just give me a quote for what you need as far as to make that happen.
All right.
Hey, Andy, is there a place you can get those for bulk?
I'm going to start Googling that right now.
Okay, so that takes care of the D&D. Any other questions on that or any other issues you want to bring up, Andy?
I'm good. I'm good beyond that for that. Like I said, the Storm Bunny wasn't getting us anywhere, so we need to find another outlet. But I didn't know if you made contact with Wizards.
No,
I have a general question. I'm completely ignorant about most of what you said, so I need just for myself. Where do you usually go to buy? You said like the books that teach you how to do this. I mean, is this like a comic book shop? I mean, where's the game store?
You can get it from Books A Million. You can get any of the book retailers, honestly, like Books A Million. Fuck's the other one?
Amazon, probably.
Barnes and Noble, Amazon, and video game stores like comic book stores, kind of things. They'll have them. It's not like hard to find. It's just they're expensive. The hardback books, if they want that, is $50 a piece. Any of the hardbacks. Now the PDFs, if you buy them or download them, they are quite substantially cheaper, like $20.
We're getting some people in the Twitch chat that say they want to donate some stuff. Let's go through them first. Let's pull resources from the guild first before we spend guild money. If we can get people to donate stuff that's actually you feel could be relevant to help you, let's go that. Let's pull resources from inside first before we spend money.
That works.
Okay.
Andy,
Wizards of the Coast has a free PDF for just the basic rules. But that's it. Like that. I mean, that's it. It's just a basic rule set.
Gotcha.
So I mean, I can post a link for that. People can download it themselves if they want.
Okay.
And that's free. That'll save us $50 a pop right there.
Okay.
So I'll take it directly from their website. But like I said, I don't want to pirate anything or torrent anything.
Post in the guild and see what people would say, and if they want to donate, just have them send it directly to you.
Okay. Yeah. Whoever wants to donate anything that's in Twitch chat right now that's listening, post on the. I'm going to create a thread right now on that page and just comment under there what you want to send, and I'll reach out to you through DMs. And I don't feel like posting my address on the internet, so
Yeah,
I'll reach
absolutely
through
not.
DMs and just say, hey, send me this kind of thing, because some fucker got a hold of my phone number somehow and.
Welcome to my life, bro. All right, was there somebody else that wanted to bring something up? Oh, I still
Andy, John and I were talking earlier about possibly going to like the nerd shops, where they play the game shops and donating at least 1 or 2 stickers there so they can put it up on their in their windows or walls or whatever. I know we have one right down the strip from my gym that I teach at, and so I didn't know what your thoughts were on that.
Absolutely, I'm all for that. We have close to my house. There's 10 or 15 comic book stores that do like Pathfinder and D&D and stuff like that on like Wednesday and Saturday nights. And then one of the oldest comic book stores in Houston is still going strong, and it's in the Galleria district. And I'm down there every day for work pretty much, so I can always swing by one of them and drop some off and say, hey, would you mind throwing that up in the window or whatever, or here's I'll basically print something out saying here's our mission statement, here's what we're about, can we put a sticker in the window kind of deal.
And let's before we start really pushing that, let's have the website at least up before we pull the trigger on that.
Oh yeah,
I want to use a reference, here's the thing, I kind of shot myself in the foot. Twitch wants to run this. They want to do an interview to bring Alpha Nerds more exposure through Twitch to get more people to join the guild. But I'm going to hold off on that until we have this website actually up and running. So I'm not saying we need to hurry the fuck up, but we kind of need to hurry the fuck up. But again, if it's not ready, then I'm not going to, we won't go forward with it. We have time. But okay, that covers that. Moving into ASIST training, Dara, I know you wanted to discuss this, so let's go ahead and shift it over to you. Go ahead and brief the people on what we talked about in the meeting that we had.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know what ASIST stands for, it is Applied Suicide Intervention Skills and Training, thus ASIST. It is something that I was introduced to through the National Guard. The only issue that I'm having with, I talked to Brandy McCrae. She is the LPC that's regionally in charge of our state in Texas in this area. Talked to her today. She is more than willing to sit down with us as a group, as an organization. If we have volunteers out there, I already, oh my God, I can't talk. I need some whiskey. I have already heard a lot of good feedback from some of these volunteers through Facebook that they are willing to do whatever it takes to be certified at least a minimal level. ASIST will do that for them. She can do a class. The only hang up that we have is that the Guard funds this. So she doesn't know what the cost would be if she was doing it privately. We could negotiate that with her, and I told her what we're looking to do. She helped me when I was with 22, so she understands our mission, and she's willing to cut a deal. So she said she'd even be willing to volunteer that time because she feels very strongly about ASIST. It's a great class. It's solid information. It freaking helps people, and that's what's important. That's why we're all here at the end of the day. It has to be in person. The ideal group size is about 8 to 16 people with one trainer. You have to be a certain level to have a training certificate for that. I'm working on it on my own. It just takes time. So eventually we might get to a place to where this can be something that we do on a regular basis. I just need to be certified, and I need a promotion for that. That's a whole nother backstory. So yeah, she also mentioned possibly partnering up with a class for the Guard that's in March. There's no promise here, but they usually have a handful of empty seats. And if we could slide people in there, maybe start with some who are local, wanting to do this on our behalf, they could quietly slide into those seats, and we'll kind of figure out the rest.
I
Her and I
don't,
talked
I
about
don't
it
think that's
today.
going to work. I don't think we have, because we're going to have a lot of volunteers in the guild that want to be a part of the ASIST program.
Right.
I don't know how many of them are residents of Dallas, Fort Worth area. There is no other way to.
With assist specific, no. And as of right now, we'd have to figure that out. She said something else that we could do. Living Works has a website. Living Works is the one who facilitates all of the assist, because assist booklets and the training materials are not free. The guard pays for those.
Right.
For whoever's going through the program. Safe Talk is another website she said to check out. They're just not the same caliber. It's just different. She's not discrediting them in any way, but she is very all gung ho about assist, and I understand that completely because I've been through the course, so I get it.
Yeah.
Um,
It's not going to do
it's
us
not
any good if we
impossible.
have. I mean, if we can't send people to classes, it's not going to do us any good.
Right.
That's
we
the
could
problem.
host our own. It's just a matter of time. It just takes time. I'd say, just on a personal level, we have had contact from volunteers who have certifications, who are licensed
In
mental
assist?
health. Not in assist. I haven't heard anyone from assist yet. No
Are
one's
you-
mentioned that.
You're talking about
It's
Relatively-
a
trained.
relatively new
right.
thing,
Just in
though.
general. So,
Okay, so we do have the therapists. We'll call them the
The gurus.
the the gurus. We do have them available though.
we do have a few. So
What's
will
the
kinda
actual number?
We'll segue into that. I've actually only heard back from 4 people.
Okay.
Solidly, because I delegated. I put this kind of a call to action back on them. So, John, I went through your Facebook, your inbox on Facebook.
Yeah.
Weeded out all the people who sent you messages wanting to help, and narrowed it down to those who had certifications, who stated what it was that they did, what they were interested in doing for us, and I put them in a spreadsheet. I then copy pasted a pretty generic reply, telling them to contact me directly. And of those, out of the initial probably 30, I only heard back from 4. So I'm hoping this weekend those people might just be busy Monday through Friday, and they'll start seeing their messages, and then they'll contact me.
Okay.
But it became overwhelming, trying to go through and hunt these people down. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna switch gears and just call to action. Hey, if you really want to do this, you really want to be a part of this,
Yeah.
they'll let me know. So,
Another thing that we could look into is actually talking to mental health advice professionals, like that, like at local levels. Like little mental health facilities, like clinics and whatnot, that have, and call them and see what they have to say, because a lot of them are usually more than willing to help. And I know one of the places that I used to work at was state funded, so they to do something like this, it would be a write off for them.
Right.
So that
Right.
might be something that we look at.
Absolutely. And I don't feel like we'd have much trouble getting people involved. The next issue, so it's a nice little segue into that. Some of my key points here there are some limitations when you start getting into HIPAA and all of that. I mean, there are some boundaries on what we can and can't do. So that leads me into doing this thought of being more of a crisis line and an intervention level versus referring out to counselors by state.
Yeah.
But because they're limited to only work within the state that they're licensed in, and this was given directly to me from someone who wants to volunteer. I have all of her information. She was extremely helpful today. I won't call her out because she's probably not on here anyway, but I've already thanked her quite a bit. But she told me that the loophole there is just focusing on being a crisis line. So that way we can have our volunteers engaged in what we're doing and rotate through them on a regular basis, who's available and when, versus solely focusing on these licensed mental health professionals and counselors. Those can be on the side. If somebody, let's say, is in Iowa and we have somebody in Iowa who's licensed, we can always refer them out. And that person is expecting this. This person knows that they'll be getting referrals from, Alpha Nerd. And that is a short-term solution. And then long-term would be ideally having people certified in assist and having, this team of folks and volunteers who are willing to give back their time.
Well, we've got people from around the country in the guild that want to help and give back and actually get trained to do this. Problem is, like, it's getting them to one location to actually get this. And you said it's going to take a weekend, right? It's a weekend class.
It is a weekend class.
The other caveat to that.
Go ahead, Kenny.
Go ahead, Jared.
All right, so I'm looking at the website for the livingworks.net, and there is actually a training and trainers find a training. So like I search for Colorado and there's like 10, 15 results that pop up. So we can find it by state as needed.
Okay. What do you say to
It's
that,
a matter
Darren?
so funding. We have to have funding for that, and Brandy does not know the cost.
Let's find out. If we have volunteers that want to go to these classes to act as first responders, in my mind, it's to have 14 total. So it's 2 per day. So we'll have 1 primary for a Monday and a backup, then 1 primary for a Tuesday and a backup to monitor the group, and then reach out as necessary. And then we also need a backup in case something happens to the primary. So if we can get 14 people throughout the country certified in the guild, and we can have it at a reasonable cost, we can take donation money to send them to that training. If we can do that, or if they'll just do it as a write-off. I mean, I'll definitely approach that aspect. It's like, hey, you know, I'm not asking for handouts, but can you give us a handout? You know, instead of having to actually spend money. But I don't see a reason why we can't pursue that. Let's get a cost on that, please.
Right. And if we start calling people, if I use Brandy, you know, to use that network for ASIST that's already been laid out, maybe just through the National Guard, you can pick up the phone and start calling people in different states.
Yeah.
They might be willing to volunteer their time to host classes. We would just have to make sure that people are in those seats. It's possible. It's just gonna take a lot of work.
Hey, John, I just got an email
About what?
about Storm Bunny Studios.
All right, we'll address it after this.
Yeah.
Let's
There's another caveat to all that.
Stop saying caveat. Stop saying caveat.
To piggyback on what the CO said.
Anyhow, there's another option. We can one of the things that people mental health facilities get away with is they have skills trainers, if you will, and teaching skills and using material literature, if you will, to assist you is how the state governments pay for these, because you're actually using a material that's been produced by mental health professionals, MSWs and above. So I don't know.
Let's go after the first suggestion. Jared brought that up. Dara, team up with Jared on that one, please, and let's get a cost. Let's see how much it would cost, what we can do there, because I don't think the physical putting an ass in a seat in a class somewhere is going to work out. Unless we've got an alpha nerd that's going to volunteer, I don't see that happening in that location, because like we're only 5,000, which is kind of a lot, but it's really not that much in a nation of 350 million. Let's pursue that avenue. Let's see the cost. And if the cost is pretty expensive, we'll start off with whatever we can afford, and then we'll grow from there. You have something? Can't hear you in Discord. All right. Okay. That settles that one.
Yeah, I'm good.
Gary, did you have anything else?
No, not for now. That's good. I just want to make sure that information was put out.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that. And so, Jared, just make sure you contact there, and we'll do a meeting next week as well, and we'll see where we stand and where that's concerned. We're just bringing up whenever we get an answer on that, just somebody contact me and we'll move forward on it. That doesn't require a meeting to do. If we can figure it out and we can actually make it happen, we'll make that happen during the week if necessary. Okay. Alyssa, we went ahead and changed. People were asking to promote their Twitch streams, YouTube, social media, all that stuff. I get that people want to Twitch, make money doing it. I totally understand it. That's why I started out doing this as well. So we have now founded the Alpha Nerds Guild Twitch Facebook group, to where people can join the Facebook group to promote their Twitch. But if you are going to use us to promote yourself, you're going to stream with our overlay. It's the one I'm currently using. You're going to represent the Alpha Nerds there, and you've got to sign the forms that Jenny, Carmatrix, that I want you to go intro into this. So Jenny, with this new group, I think that if we just pinned it to the top, like I've seen Alyssa's already done, we can just say, go to the Alpha Nerds Facebook, Alpha Nerds Guild Twitch group. It's all there, and then we can track it through that. So what's the status on that?
Yeah, I just I just actually, edited the settings to ask the questions. I mean, it's in the pinned post, but I said, do you understand that if you're found streaming under the blah, 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 and then if do you understand that if you found to be streaming under the community and, don't follow the rules, they're going to be banned, they're going to
Yeah.
be taken off. So that's the questions to even get in the group. I added everyone and made us, the admins and moderators, and, that'll be going well. I think it's a good idea. And, we were just talking about because someone received a message about I know more GoFundMe posts, which we've
No.
received a lot of.
We're not doing GoFundmes. It's
Okay,
it's got to be an
not at all.
extreme, like, no, because once we open it up to GoFundMe, number one, we're gonna have to do it. If you do it for one, you do it for all, and then number two, it's going to oversaturate the page, and number three, that is not our mission. That is
Gotcha.
not our mission. And then the other thing is, we can't vet these GoFundMes. There's a lot of fake GoFundMes. Can't do
Yeah.
it. We have
Yeah.
one mission, one goal. That's to get veterans into gaming and connected into our community to actually help them. And if they need help, we can resource them to or direct them to a counselor, free of charge. So
I
no,
mean,
the GoFundMes are a
the
no-go.
the most we've been saying is like, look, nothing in the groups, and if you really need it that bad, you can kind of mention it in Discord to see, but it's kind of hard because if someone's writing you like this huge sob story and you
Yeah.
feel bad, we don't want to be that much of a douchebag, but we're not.
That's the nature of the
one person
beast.
can't do it in the
That's
group.
it's.
Yeah.
We've had people that have. I hate to say it, but I've had people that I know that got involved with this instantly try and use me to push their GoFundMe
Yeah.
to help this, and before you know it, you're gonna be trying to help every family that you can. And I'm not against it, but the fact is, that's not the primary focus of this group. The focus is to get people involved with our mission, what we're trying to accomplish here, and get them into an environment that's conducive to, number one, them actually dealing with their demons through gaming, through talking, to verbal communication with other veterans and Leos and first responders, and then if they need it the next level, take them to an actual trained mental health care professional. So it's a big no-go on the GoFundMes. We can't do that.
We'll just have to link the Twitch group from the main group so people can start, seeing the group.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so for WoW, so I mean, I have the WoW Facebook group, that's going well. I'm getting people from the guild in there, but raid nights have been going good. We've been getting a steady group of people that actually want to stay with us. I heard you talking, and someone asked before, and people keep asking for the freaking for a horde guild, which I mean, I honestly don't want to do, but if there's a big group of people that want to do it,
Give it to somebody to run.
yeah, I mean, I'm obviously not gonna be able to, be on it that much, but I wouldn't say naming it the same exact thing because it's gonna be on the same realm. And I also don't want it to be taking away from people in our guild because there are people that wanted to stay horde, but they made alliance so they could be with us. I mean, shit, a bunch of us paid $55, to transfer characters over to be alliance, and this is where Alpha Nerds really started. So I don't want to take away from that, but I think that we could make a guild. If people just have, horde characters on there or they want to make one, but I just don't want it to take away from what we have now.
I think that as we grow and more people get involved, though, I don't think it will. If the thing is, though, I
Yeah.
mean, you got to offer them variety. I get where you're coming from, but you've got to offer them variety. If they have horde characters they want to transfer to play on horde side with Alpha Nerds, give them that option. Put somebody
Yeah.
in charge, set up the guild. And if it takes
Yeah.
away from Alpha Nerds on the alliance side, that does suck. But again, as we grow, more people will join, more serious gamers will join, and the ranks will eventually be plussed up. But I
Yeah.
mean, what else? What do y'all think in the officer chat? What do y'all think about that?
I don't have a problem with it. Just be like, yeah, we have a horde. Just remember, John Burke plays a line.
I rarely even play it anymore. Andy's got me into PUBG. I mean, don't forget that you can also set up raids through the actual World of Warcraft guild page, Facebook page,
Yeah.
saying, hey, we need you. If you schedule this raid on the alliance side, please be there. Or if we're gonna do a horde thing, please be there.
We have a calendar like on the game so people know like to sign up when we keep on telling them, but I mean we don't. But the thing about the raid is that we don't want people just randomly coming in, getting the gear and leaving. So to join the raid, you're gonna have to
Yeah, do your time.
be there and come every week because we're not just going to have people coming one week and then leaving the next. We need
Yeah.
a core group of people that are going to be there every single time. They're going to get the rating rank in freaking Discord and in the guild. They're going to come every week and we're going to grow that group eventually. We're up to 15 now, and obviously you can go up to 40-man raids, so we'll get there eventually, but we're going to want people that are willing to be here every week instead of just I'm free to come from this server, no, you're going to be in the guild.
Yeah.
if we need to pug 1 or 2 members, like we've pugged Merida's husband, which is fine, but if we have a full group of people that's just from the guild, that's what we're gonna go with.
Okay. Poll the group. Poll the group and see what they want to do. If they want to create a horde side, do it.
Yeah,
If you have enough people to do it, give them the option.
yeah.
And like I
Let's
said,
not figure
I
out-
wouldn't really be concerned that suddenly everybody's going to leave and go to the horde. But I think that we do need to have that option available, you know, to cover both sides. If they want to play alliance, if they want to play horde, here are your options. You know, we don't want to be limited to just one thing. And then the other cool part would be is if it was ever to where you could actually host a Alpha Nerds Guild Alliance versus Horde PvP match. That'd be fucking sweet.
Yeah, we could.
That'd be
we
that'd,
could do
that'd be
that,
great.
Have like 2 raid groups, and you know we can meet somewhere. I don't know what the phasing, because phasing kind of is stupid sometimes, but
Or just,
could
you know,
just-
join the same you know, PvP battleground.
well, yeah. The thing with that is it's random, so
But
we
you
could
can't-
have a group of 10.
Oh,
on
that's
one
right,
and a
yeah.
group of 10 on the other side, and we both join at the same time. We could,
True.
you know, it doesn't. But there's a Gurabashi arena that's in
Yeah.
Stranglethorn, and you
Oh.
go in there and you're instantly targeted for PvP because you know
Yeah.
Dalaran is a PvE realm, so we could all just jump in there as a raid group and bash the shit out of each other. That'd be
You
pretty
do
fun to
that?
stream.
Yeah, it would. That would be pretty sweet. Okay.
So
So let's squeeze the trigger on that. As far as the
Okay,
Twitch group itself, Kenny, do we have a
Yeah.
graphic for that yet?
I'm working on it right now.
Roger that.
before I forget, Jenny is in a loud house and she can't talk, but she wanted to bring up how we're going to verify applicants to the nonprofit. Make sure they don't have the gaming system already and they're not just trying to expand their collection.
Sell it.
The only way that we can really do that is number one, we really can't. It's an honor-based system, quite honestly, and
Yeah.
I hope somebody wouldn't be disgusting enough to take advantage of something like that. But you know, it will be on the honor system of basically it's it's a good point. I just like the idea of, in my mind, like you've got to stay committed to the group. You've got to like sign a contract. Basically, if you receive this gaming system, you're required to appear a certain amount of times during the week for check-ins to make sure that you're doing all right. And if you're not, then we reserve the right to repossess the system, the gaming system.
Yeah.
Let me sit down and figure that one out. It's a good point. It does need to be brought up, but
Yeah.
we'll address that later. All right.
Well,
Gotcha.
that goes into the next thing I wanted to bring up as well. If people can't afford the system, are they going to be able to afford? Are we going to get them like a game to go with it as well, and Xbox Live?
As far Xbox Live, as far as what?
What I'm saying is, are we going to give them like a copy of, or like a year's subscription of Xbox Live, or
Each
could.
Xbox comes with anywhere from 5 to 7 days, all the way up to a month, depending on what specials they're running.
Well,
okay?
So-
and then we also have like subscriptions for WoW, things like that. I mean, and then I'm pretty sure we're also gonna have a library of donated games that we can also send out. It'll be one of those things we can get them at least one game, one popular game that is within the group that they can choose. Say, you know, what game do you want and become involved with the group. But at some point, I mean, we can't cover everything. We can give them the bare essentials. And you know that can definitely be part of the stipulation of, you know, you should be at least able to minimally afford a subscription. I mean, it's only $10 a month. I mean, in some cases, you know, less than that, or a game or something like that. So I mean, that's something that we can definitely cover one by one on a case by case basis.
Right. I just wanted to make sure we clarified it.
Yeah.
I've got a year subscription to Xbox Live, and it's costing me about $5.99 a month. So
Yeah.
if you sign up for a year and put in your auto payment stuff, it's really not that expensive.
Yeah.
I was thinking,
On
As
Black Friday, they dropped from $59.99 down to $24.99.
Oh
It's
yeah.
on Black Friday, and we can get and their actual codes we can send out, not just the cards. You can get them online, or you can go to Target, just grab a handful.
Yeah.
That's another thing too.
as far as verifications go, you think we could think about like references, say 3 references?
Well,
we
no,
could
first
actually-
and foremost, they got to have the actual paperwork through their mental health care provider diagnosing them with a psychological issue. This isn't just any veteran that's broke.
Well, he's saying like for the game, so you could have someone say like, okay, look, he doesn't have a console like at all. Like like a
Oh.
mother or something, like, look, I can vouch for him that he, doesn't have anything in his home at all. No gaming, anything.
Yeah.
We could
That
we
could
we could do
work.
that, like three references that each applicant person would have to call, and it's gonna put more strain on us, but it definitely helps try and weed out the liars to an extent. But then again,
Yeah.
you could put any 3 references and then tell those 3 references, tell them that I don't have a gaming system. I mean,
Mm.
Yeah.
it's liars are
That's
gonna get
like-
around that.
Yeah, but I mean that would bring it to 3 different people to be completely douchebags too. I mean so it'd be like instead of just one person being a douche, you're gonna have this many people lie for you, and
Yeah.
and them thinking, oh well, this could eventually come back to bite me in the ass if he's signing a contract. So
Yeah.
maybe but just a thought.
I'll go over it one more time with Kenny. We'll just kind of take another look at it and see what we can do to try and help possibly mitigate somebody lying. But honestly, I mean, all healthcare stuff, it's an honor-based system. I know that it sucks that it's that way, but I mean, there's gonna be something like a contract drawn up that will also add in there that you have to do check-ins, and if you don't, and they will sign in the contract that if they do not do these check-ins, they are required to send the system back, and if not, then we can seek legal matter. And I've got a lawyer that I've already used, and I will continue to use that. If we have to take it that route, we will take it that route and sue them, which I hope it never comes to that. But at least we can have our we can have a backstop put into place to where if we have to go that route, we will. So. Yeah. Okay. So we've got that covered. Tonight, Alyssa, go ahead and start pushing people over to that Twitch group. Make a post in the guild and let them know where it's at. Jesus, Max farting in here. Okay, another thing that we're gonna be bringing to the guild. It's called the Looking for Group program. Basically, this is gonna pair battle buddies up. That when they join the guild, when they join or they go log into Facebook or the website, essentially they can click on the console they want to play on, and it's going to take them to various options, various games that we're going to poll in the group and say what are the most played games in this guild. And so we can poll it, figure it out, and then we'll put that on the website. And when they click on it, it's going to take them to a place where they can link up with other gamer tags of people within the guild who actually link up with and play with, and they can find themselves a fellow guildie. A fellow nerdling, if you will. That's going to be on them. I don't want to have officer interaction on that because I'm not hand-holding to that level. It's like the option is there. If you want to do it, we can do it. We can put your name on the roster, your gamer tag. They can reach out to you through that, and it's basically just kind of like the Looking for Group. You need a battle buddy. You need someone to connect with. Here are the games. Here are the people that play them. Get in there and mingle with people. So that's coming soon, too, as well to the website. It's called the Looking for Group. And then with that... The final thing is the Alpha Nerds podcast. Brandon Morningstar in the live feed today brought it up, and I wanted to pitch it to you guys. Brandon said he's got the equipment to do it. He can make it happen, and essentially it's basically just a podcast covering everything gaming related, from movies to just kind of like a blog as well, but also a podcast to go along with it. I remember when I first started playing WoW, there was a podcast called The Instance. It was a great podcast, went huge. And if we could get something along like that, sponsorship deals come very quickly when you have a podcast with a huge reach. And the revenue we generate off that potential podcast of going big, we can also donate back to the nonprofit guild. But Brandon said he's up for it, and I had to pitch it to y'all, like what your thoughts are on that. Are there any nays on that?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so it's affirmative. It's a full-time go. So Brandon, you've got the go-ahead. Get with me. Shoot me a message on my Facebook page, and we'll get this started so you can squeeze the trigger on this. Like I said, the only thing I'm going to stipulate, no cussing, no racism. You've got to remember this is for kids as well, and I want them to be able to listen to it. This isn't the All-American Savage show. This is totally different. This is nonprofit. So we're not going to keep it free of politics, keep it free of current events. I want it based solely around gaming. And again, we can have guests on. You can bring whoever you want on to talk about gaming, people that are professionals of what they do, professional gamers, whoever you can reach out to, in that manner. So we'll get that started there. And yeah. All right. So that brings it up to any open questions or issues you need to address within the officer chat.
I got one.
Yeah.
one. I just happened to catch this in the Alpha Nerds group.
Mhm.
Kyle posted, is there any way we can help out with the guild, like setting up tournaments locally, such as either different tabletop wargaming tournaments, trading card games, or even handheld games such as Pokemon? with John Burke's permission, of course. We got to have his permission. If we can, is there a way we fill out paperwork or have paperwork sent to us so that we can, do this and represent Alpha Nerds? Tyler, you gave him the correct response when he said he's starting the meeting at 9. We can probably answer it then. Well, here's the thing. Everybody who's listening, John is the face. John is not the sole voice. We are the board. We are. It doesn't have to be a unanimous decision, but it has to be a majority rule.
Yeah.
So if you have anything like this, tag the admins in it. Don't tag John in anything. Tag the admins, and we will bring this up on these weekly meetings.
Yeah.
Now, this is something that somebody's offering to do. I personally don't have a problem with that. On the D&D side, if these guys want to get groups together and play locally, like the San Antonio group that's trying to get up and running right now,
yeah.
I'm all about that. 100% all about that. Get face-to-face time with other vets. Build your group. Get your family circle. Bring a couple more people in. All about that.
The only thing I'd suggest is we need a way of tracking this, like to know if they
Right.
because I want to support it with, if they need some D&D material, if we can pull it from the guild vault, and get it sent to them, that it supports it in that manner. I don't see why not.
I've already offered to donate a ton of my own personal stuff to it because you've seen the collection that I have.
Right.
I shit you not, 10 pounds of dice. I could literally fund everybody in this channel and probably everybody in stream to give them a full set of dice to be able to play this role-playing wise on a table and not just through the app.
Okay.
Well, dude, hook me up, bro.
I got you. Send me your address and I'll send you a full set of dice.
Sounds awesome.
With that, shit. We could run that through the Alpha Nerds D&D group, where if they want to contact you, Andy, to get that kind of support and have it funded by the guild bank itself, I think that we need to have, number one, a minimum amount of members that are going to be there to play, and then they're going to have to provide proof through at least one meeting a month, gaming-wise, that they're actually using this material to game.
I'm 99% sure that, with the weekly and bi-weekly tournaments that are going on, there's going to be plenty of pictures being posted of,
I'm just
these
saying
guys wearing.
This is something for us to have as a backstop to prevent us from just giving somebody some random shit and then, hey, I got what I needed. Fuck the Alpha Nerds. I got it. You get what I'm saying? It's not that I don't trust them. It's just that I don't trust them. So.
I got you.
But yeah, if you want, can you take the lead on that?
I can. I'll add it to my plate until we can find somebody else.
And here's the other thing.
Take it.
To all the well, real quick, is there anyone against this? What we're bringing up? This is the official vote. Is there anyone against what Andy has brought to the table? Speak now.
I think it's a great idea.
All right, yeas have it. It passes. With that being said, awesome. Andy, don't be afraid to delegate authority to somebody else. To any officer in this chat, we've got an entire guild full of people wanting to volunteer. If you need second and third in command, fucking put them in charge. I got no problem with that. Just make sure they're not idiots and they're not assholes and they don't have the power trip and shit like that. But if you need help, man, you've got a million motherfuckers in this guild wanting to get involved and help. Use them. Use them. Give them.
I have a real problem delegating authority.
I get it. I get it.
All in.
But bro, I'm telling you, the thing is, I don't want y'all to get burned out. I don't want y'all getting burned out on this. And the other thing is, I don't want somebody pulling triple duties. And we have a lot of veterans and Leos and first responders that get and understand. That's a skill set that we have as far as being organized, understanding the chain of command, understanding how it works as far as making things happen. So, utilize these skills within the guild. I know we've got a lot of people that want to help you. So hit them, use them. It would be foolish of us not to. I don't want to make it to where it's just, no, we're doing everything. Get them involved. The decision-making comes down to the board, don't get me wrong. But actual helping and establishing stuff and doing things like that, man, use these people. They want to help. Make them feel a part of this. We good there?
Yeah, I'm good.
Anything else, general discussion in the officer chat that y'all want to bring to light?
Go ahead.
No, Spartan, go ahead.
Craig. You're good.
Spartan, go ahead.
We created the official Alpha Nerds YouTube channel yesterday.
Right.
So any and all videos, all board meeting videos will go to that, as well as any and all media exposure that the Alpha Nerds will start experiencing. That'll go there, as well as maybe personal testimonies.
Okay.
Say if someone doesn't want to write something, they wanted to do a video, that'll go on the group as well.
Who's running the YouTube channel? Who?
I am.
You are? Okay. I didn't realize we were doing one. But I mean, if you can,
We just made it yesterday.
okay.
Craig and I did it yesterday to add to, so when we do the group videos, we can put them on the website without wasting hosting space.
Gotcha. Okay. If you know what you're doing there, bro, go for it. I have nothing against it. Anything else in general, officer chat?
I've got two things. Spartan and I were spitballing yesterday and came up. He wanted to do like an app for the iPhone, the Android, to basically, you got it on your phone, you click on it, it opens up, you've got access to the website, all the group names. You could do, like you were talking about, the looking for group program that would populate there. There's a whole lot that you can do with an app. I was thinking about looking into it myself. But
do you have any experience app building?
Not in app building, but I'm a software engineering major, and I've got some experience in game design and development as well. So,
okay. Do me a favor, write out the plan for this app. This app needs to actually serve a purpose versus just having an app to have an app.
Yeah, it's also going to link to the phone numbers for the suicide helpline.
Okay, that in itself, perfect. That in itself is perfect. If you need the Alpha Nerds Guild app to contact a healthcare professional, reach out to a fellow guildie, rock on.
That way it's only a couple pushes away.
Yeah, I like that idea. And that's actually a great idea for where we'll have the information posted on the website, but also, nobody wants to go to a website to look for shit. If they download the app and they're ever feeling bad, hit it. Or, maybe there's a function to where if somebody's kind of, feeling, suicidal, they can hit a button on the app that's going to alert somebody. I'm not against, I use computers for games and porn. That's literally it. I'm not an expert engineer, but I know there are things that we can do with this software to basically where somebody can hit a button and then click, verify that I need to talk to somebody now because I'm going through some hard shit. And maybe it'll pop up on an alert system for somebody on a phone and say, shit, let me call this guy real quick.
Oasis, are you part of the Alpha Nerds Facebook group?
Anything else brought up for general officer chat?
Yeah, last thing. If you're going to be sending people through classes and such, you're going to need people that they're going to have to sign some sort of contract. Make sure that if we're spending money to send them through a class, that they are going to dedicate themselves to the guild itself. Class to have a free class and just going elsewhere, just not helping. We just need to know that they're actually going to use it to help if called upon.
We can negate that where they'll sign a contract as well. They have to, if once they graduate this class, they are mandatory have to stay with us for 6 months. Otherwise, they have to pay back what we paid for them. This will all be contractually done, and hopefully it would never come down to this, but it is good to have.
Just need to cover it.
Exactly, and it sucks that it's like that, but unfortunately, you got guilds out there, places like not Alpha, or Active Heroes, pieces of shit. Anyway, I'll try to keep it positive. Good point. I'll go over that with Kenny and Dara as far as the application process, and then Dara, make sure we make a mental note of that. Or if we have people that want to do it, when we are going to pay with guild funds to send them to get this training, they understand they're dedicating 6 months of their life to doing this, and if not, they got to pay back what we paid to make them or to get them certified through that class.
You got it.
Any other issues in guild chat, officer chat? Excuse me. Any other business?
Yes. We have stickers coming in for Alpha Nerds. Could we do something like motorcycle jacket patches? Because I know we've got a crap load of riders in our.
Here's the thing with that, man. I got no problem, and people also need to understand the merchandise is for profit. It's not for non-profit unless I designate it otherwise. Like we want to raise money for a thing, which I got no problem doing. The stickers, the patches, stuff like that, they need to understand it's not for the non-profit unless we want to drop something specifically for the non-profit, which we have to take a vote on, and I'm all for that. With that being said, for clothing, minimum amount of orders is 12. We've got to have 12 people willing to buy that particular shirt, jacket, hat, whatever. Otherwise, we're sitting on inventory and we take a cut, or I take a bite. And I'm not willing to do that. So everything will have to be pre-ordered. But with patches, we can make that happen. If we have at least a minimum amount of 12 people that want a patch, and you can design it, no problem making that happen. No problem whatsoever. And I'm not gonna be sitting here charging ridiculous amounts of money to buy. I'm not charging $30 for a fucking shirt like some other place. Crunch style. I'm not gonna do that. You know, I'm gonna charge you what a fucking shirt would cost. You know, I'm not gonna be insane with that. I'm gonna at least cover the cost, but also realize that you've got to have that minimum amount. So if you want to make a post and ask who would purchase it, and we can get enough, bro, absolutely, we'll put it on the store. We'll make it available, and we'll get it out there. And that's just part of branding. So.
Awesome. I will make that post tonight.
Cool. Cool beans. And then just make sure. Here's the other thing. If they say yes, take down their fucking names. Because I can't tell you how many times I've done it in the arena fitness. Like, hey, I'm gonna do this fitness shirt. Y'all want to buy it? Yeah, it looks great. Come time to fucking pay. Oh, there's nobody to be found. It's like, okay, well, what the fuck? Oh yeah,
I'm waiting
sorry.
to see these mugs.
Yeah, these mugs can go quick. I'm bro. Any day now, I'm getting them, and I'm super pumped for these things. And like I said, if people want more mugs, I'll order. You know, I'll talk to these. Are out of Sweden too. And then we're gonna charge like 39 or 45 for these things, and they have the metallic logo on the front with Alpha Nerd sword on there, and these are fucking tankards, bro. These are legit. So if we get, if they sell out pretty quick, I'll order 50 more. I'll order 100 more. But the fact is, I'm putting money up front. Like I'm paying, like for this one, it was like ordered 23, and I had to put up like almost $800. And it's like, again, if people don't buy it, now I'm sitting on inventory, and if I can't sell it, I just took a hit financially. So I've got to know if people want this stuff, and that's where the pre-order comes in.
Right?
Do what?
So we get first dibs, right?
Unfortunately, no. It's
What?
I'm sorry, guys. I can't put that. That wouldn't be right.
Wait.
Like it's like
Maybe
being.
if you had,
But
like,
what
eight-
about my privilege? I mean, come on.
What about my officer privilege? I'll just put it this way. Once these sell out, I will do a pre-order. I'll do a 2-week pre-order, and then I'll submit another order to them to get them in here. And again, now people need to understand it's gonna be about anywhere from a month to 2 months before you get that mug, because these things take a while to make. These are handcrafted. These are not just shit on an assembly line. These are handcrafted, badass mugs. So,
You have mugs right now?
no, they're about to arrive any day now. I ordered them about a month ago.
When am I putting them on the website?
Can we take some pictures with them?
I've already got them up. They're up on the guild page somewhere. But I just shut down itagear.com. I removed it. It's dead. Now we're shifting everything to Alpha Nerds, and then all mugs, stickers, clothing, everything will be there. And it will also be labeled for profit and then non-profit, so people understand the difference. To where if we have, and I don't mind putting an article of clothing up there for the non-profit, so we can keep some revenue coming in. I don't mind doing that whatsoever. But it will be labeled so people aren't confused. I don't want them thinking that they're purchasing something with the understanding that it's going for the non-profit. I don't want deception. I want complete transparency so they know. So there's that. But again, like anything, it's got to be worth the while of actually getting an order together, and everything is done pre-order wise. So it'll be anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks before they actually get that shirt in, or whatever like that. Alpha Nerd shirts have shipped for the ones the first run that we did with the offensive logo on the back. The second one is still coming in from a company at Cotton Cargo. And here's the other thing. Another thing that I wanted to bring up. Giving business to veteran businesses and law enforcement within this guild, you've got to be established. I'm not going to take a chance on someone that has never done this before. I appreciate them wanting to come forward. I get that we want to support small businesses. But number one, you need a website. And I want to make sure that you can actually fulfill what I'm asking for. And I don't want one of these that, yeah, I'll get to it when I get to it. Fuck no. If it's my ass on the line, it's my name, it's my brand, and I'm coming up here saying I need these to satisfy these customers, and you can't make it happen, just because you're a veteran doesn't give you out of jail free card. It doesn't work that way. You've got to provide me with a quality service, and if you do, I will continuously use you over and over again. So I've got some volunteers coming up, but it's kind of like, okay, can you support this? No, I'd have to hire out. No, I don't want a third party. I'm not paying you just to have somebody else do it, because I can do that on my own. I've got third party or first parties that I can go through to make this shit happen, and I'm not going to pay extra for that. So it's got to be somebody that can do it in-house. That's the other thing, because I know we got some people stepping up wanting to do it, and I've had to tell them no. I'm not paying you to do it. Just like charging me $16 for a shirt. It's like a shirt to get made costs roughly $5-6. Not going to happen. I'm not paying out of the ass for that. Anyway, we'll move on.
And the other thing with that, John, is that we got to have the quality of shirt too.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Because
it's gonna be next level. Next level makes great shirts. I mean, that's what you and I've used. Yeah.
Not Gildan. Gildan's bullshit.
It is. It's a garbage product. But okay, now we're going to open up to general Twitch stream for the next 10 minutes. Ask your questions. We will address them as much as we can. And then we're going to end this meeting. And I go get ready. Andy, I'm not going to be streaming tonight, man. So do you feel like doing it tonight?
Yeah, I'll do it. That's fine.
No, do your thing.
If
shit,
if you want
disregard.
to bump me up in the priority.
Disregard. I am going to stream tonight. We were invited out to a karaoke thing with a bunch of police officers, but Laura doesn't feel like going, so we're not going. So I guess we'll be PUBGing after this.
We have talked about the challenge coin thing. The issue is we would need to take pre-orders.
Yeah.
We'd have to have 100.
Yeah, we'd have to have a minimum of 100 people that wanted them before we would even attempt to get the stamp made and get them done.
Yeah.
Without that, there won't be a challenge coin. Honestly, it's a huge gamble, and that's a lot of money coming out of our pockets to do that.
Yeah. No, ITA gear is done. It cost me about $250 a month to run that website, and I haven't devoted any time to it, so I'm not going to pay any more out of pocket. The shirt that I have on, it's been up there forever. It's gone. You can't get it. That's why I told people these are limited run shirts. Get them while you can. Alpha Nerd shirts, once the website goes live, you'll be able to get it. We're also going to be doing the hoodie, the ball cap, the shirt, and then we're going to have a little contest, like a design off, to see who wants to design the next Alpha Nerd shirts, and the winner gets a free hoodie, jacket, and all that stuff. So let's put some people to work there as far as wanting to use their creative designs and stuff. So
Hey,
okay.
real quick for the shirts, is the word guild on, like, say if you order the shirt like today will it have the word guild? Because I know the ones that
Yeah,
just
the
came
new
through
ones
the
will.
mail.
New
Okay.
ones will. Setting up an Alpha Nerds Guild game parlor would be. These are going too fast. I still don't know how much the mugs would be. Dark Wolf, when we get them, you'll know. To help take the load off the officers, the 14 volunteers John request could also take some of the weight off vetting those references for people that have applied for ASIST.
It's a sensitivity issue. Information.
I don't feel
Yeah.
comfortable doing that.
There's a HIPAA violations that can go wrong with that. So, like I said earlier, it's going to be John, Andy, and myself that
Yeah.
start with that, and then we'll figure it out from there.
For Spartan, as far as the podcast, can we also host it on the Alpha Nerds YouTube?
What?
Don't
wouldn't
see why
see
not,
that.
because we
Yeah,
have
yeah.
YouTube Live option, as
Yeah,
well
so,
as we could also do a Facebook Live version and have
Yeah.
the podcast through that as well.
That's a good idea. Very good idea. So with how large the group is getting and with all the recent expansions, are you and the other admins looking to start up with local reps for areas that have a large number of guild members? It's feasible. It's feasible. That's going to come down to Andy's section as far as providing people with tabletop games. Or are you talking about like to link up and do what?
I think you're referring to something like Warrior Point.
What's that?
It's like a group of guys. It's like a VFW without actually drinking.
If you want to do that, feel free. I mean, if you want to host an event under the Alpha Nerds Guild banner, by all means, man. I mean, as long as it's not something in negative context. I mean, I'm not going to be much that big of a dickhead saying, no, you can't. Absolutely. As long as it's something positive, if it's gaming related, or if just people want to go out on a motorcycle ride or anything, absolutely. Get together. That's the whole purpose of the group, is to connect people throughout the country to do stuff together, and gaming being the focal point. I thought you weren't able to do YouTube Live if you did Twitch contract or whatever. This is for the podcast. This isn't for anybody. This is the podcast. How much for the one you are wearing? No, not going to happen. Can be the D&D related or even a local rep that helps the donations in general. Anyone can donate. Anyone can. If you want to help raise donations, do it. All for it. That's how we get this name out there. That's how we get donations, by people going out there and trying to get donations. Absolutely. Anyone can do that. It's just
I think Tizzle's trying to wipe your butt for you.
You need help with anything from Alpha Nerds members that live in Dallas. Again, guys, I get that you're wanting to volunteer for help, but when we post it to the page, you'll know. For now, just hold it. I get that you want to donate stuff. I get that you're chomping at the bit, ready to go. We're posting it as we can on the page. Once you're ready to squeeze the
Spreading
trigger
the
on
word.
something, yeah, spread the word.
Burke likes big cock.
Oh yeah, I love
Did you
it.
see what he said?
I meant that literal shirt he's wearing. Yeah, I know. You're not getting this shirt. You're not getting this shirt. This is my favorite shirt.
Hobo Show. The best way to get involved is to wait, just like John just said.
Yeah. Like I said, the whole concept of this, guys, is this is a large undertaking, and we're not going to rush into this right off the bat, guns blazing, without the proper preparation that we know what we're doing when we say we are now live taking applications and taking donations. I want to make sure that we have a fully working guild, a fully working nonprofit, and something or somebody will not slip through the cracks, and at the same time offering complete transparency to where, you know, and this has been brought up before, my positions on social media are very controversial. I mean, nobody can really honestly accuse me of being a racist, a sexist, or whatever, but I am highly controversial. And with that, the fact that I've exposed certain nonprofits out there for being full of shit, I have a target on my back, and therefore Alpha Nerds will have a target on its back. But at the same time, it's a good thing because it's going to keep us honest. Because somebody's always watching. It'll keep us honest. It'll keep us transparent, which are the two things that I demanded that we do with this nonprofit. That, you know, I don't want to be another Active Heroes. I don't want to be another Wounded Warrior project. I want to actually see and show people where the money's going and the good that it's doing. And then it's going to get more money because they actually say, hey, I see what this is doing and it's fucking great. I will donate to this. And this will go, I mean, I have no doubt this will go big. This will grow and we will scale. But we will scale just like a good business does, slowly, and making sure that we do it to where we don't, you know, outgrow ourselves. We can manage everything, and then we'll bring on more admins as the group grows, more trustworthy people, and more people to help manage different groups, different offset things that we want to do. So, all right, guys, put your controls in your hand. All right, will the podcast be a weekly thing? I don't know. I have no information on the podcast. Brandon, I'm gonna let run with this. Brandon brought this idea to the table. He's got the equipment to do it. This is gonna be Brandon's ball game. I'm not going to assign it to somebody else. If Brandon wants to bring people into this to help him, do what you got to do, you know. But the thing is, I'm not going to assign another officer to deal with that because they've got their own stuff to deal with, you know. So Brandon's going to be taking the lead on that. We got 5 more minutes, and I'm going to end it. You don't have to wait for a response from me. Oh.
Yeah.
Just talking about the overlay.
Oh.
If
Okay.
you do the application for the overlay, you can start using the overlay.
Yeah.
Just make sure that you are following the rules and the guidelines. And you know, that's the point. If we see we're not, then you know, we'll go from there. But you can start using the overlay as soon as you fill that info out. That's in the pinned post, and I'm gonna post the Twitch in the main group in here in a second.
Okay. Yeah, and there was one guy I think was confused. He talked about he made a post in the Facebook group that about using the Alpha Nerds Guild community on Twitch. I think he understood that we were saying people couldn't. We're saying you can, but you've got to sign the form and understand that you are held accountable for your actions. And you know, we are going to have people roaming and watching. That you're not streaming racist content. You're not doing, you know, bad things that could get this guild put in a different, a horrible manner. That's all we're saying. We're not sitting there saying like, no, you can't do it. It's like, yes, by all means, that's what grows the community. Yes, absolutely. But make sure you get your name on that roster, you're accounted for, and you fill out the I agree.
That's another thing. If they're foggy on the rules or something like that, just ask.
Yeah.
You know, ask before you go off the handle.
Well, also admins, we also have to understand here. We've had some people. I get that this gets overwhelming at times, but we can't snap back at them instantly because they asked a question. Now I get that when there's and the reason is I know where you're coming from because trust me, I deal with it too. You get some guy that they post something and you think he means it in a snide context, but he's not. He's like, I read the post like he's not. He's actually asking a genuine question. I think he's misunderstanding this. So we have to watch how we respond to people and always remember that you're being constantly watched. Every response you make privately is being screenshotted. So we make sure we remain professional. And as far as like dealing with bitching and whining, get them out. I've already told you, go. Don't even have to ask me. Don't even message them. If they're sitting there whining and being like that one Steve, whatever his face is, John has no control, you're fucking gone. I'm not even dealing with that shit. Just taking the trash out. Okay. What about setting up Alpha Guild chapters throughout the... That's already been addressed. Do you want a TeamSpeak server, just a backup in case Discord is down? I don't think... We haven't had an issue with it as of yet. What advocate training... If we would go through and is get preferred, we're dealing with that right now. The other face, I think Jared's taking the lead on that with Dara, and we're gonna figure that out. Dude, I love watching the banhammer swing. Okay, all right, we're gonna end it there, guys. This meeting's going on for almost over an hour, and I don't want to continue because I know a lot of people have things to do and better things to do than sit here and watch us yammer on. Are there any other questions from the officer chat that need to be addressed that you are unclear on as far as where we need to go this next week and get accomplished? Okay, no questions. This concludes the meeting. Appreciate everybody tuning in and showing up. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shut this stream.